Hello there, my lovelies. Hope this little video finds you all well and you're keeping safe. Yep, the barnet is still growing. I'm getting pretty close to the point of clippering it all, but I don't know what I'll look like with clipping hair all over. So I'm still a little bit reluctant to do it, but I think I'm going to have to. Otherwise, by the time the hairdresser's open, I'm going to have some kind of massive bunch of hair on the top of my head. Anyway, just a couple of things to talk about. We thought that Donald Trump was a complete idiot. He is a complete idiot, but we thought, it couldn't get much worse than that. Until I've just watched on the news the president of Belarus, who has left their football league just running as normal. People are still going to stadiums to watch the matches. He's actually playing ice hockey in an ice hockey league, and people are going to watch ice hockey. They've got coronavirus there. They've got an outbreak there, but he's saying that it shouldn't stop everything carrying on as normal. They interviewed some people coming out of the football match, and they were kind of saying that they were too drunk to care whether there was coronavirus or not. And the guy literally did say that. He said that to the guy interviewing him. Do I care about the coronavirus? No. I'm too drunk to care. So you think America's got problems, Belarus have got problems, Brazil have got a similar problem with their president. Their president just seems to stick his head in the sand, and the people in Brazil were kind of saying, well, plenty of other things kill people, so why should we be worried about this? And you just kind of despair and think, yeah, we've got some absolute numbskulls and dickheads in this country, but they're on a different fucking level, these lot. So perhaps things aren't as bad here as they could be compared to other countries. Donald Trump did make me laugh again this week when he was questioned about the 911 that received a high amount of calls of people ingesting disinfectant and bleach, and he was questioned on it, and his actual answer was, I really don't know why they're doing it. I think I know why they're doing it, because someone who's meant to be someone that's meant to be getting their country through a major crisis is talking absolute bollocks and telling people to do it, and they're copying him and listening to him and thinking, well, if the president says it's fine, and it bloody isn't. And then he's got the gall to come onto live TV and say, well, I don't know why they're doing it. He's now decided that he's shut down US Parliament, and they don't make any decisions. Any decisions are made are just going to come from him. If I was living in America now, I'd be fucking panicking, because that guy is liable to do the most ridiculous things to kind of move things on. So perhaps we're not so bad here. Perhaps the press giving our government a bit of a kicking need to look abroad and see how other countries aren't coping with it, rather than looking at ours and going, oh, we haven't done as well as this country and we haven't done as well as that. Yeah, but we're not as fucking bad as the States. We're not as bad as Belarus. We're not as bad as Brazil. They just literally were chomping at the bit when they promised they were going to do 100,000 tests. You knew all them journos were going to sit there counting, and even if they were just like one or two short of 100,000, well, you promised, you didn't do it, you're useless. Well, they did do it, and now they're trying to find reasons to kind of say that they didn't. It's still a huge amount of people that have been tested, considering how big this country is. And I think these journalists forget how big our country is, and they seem to think it's easy. You could just cover everything. Yep, cover everything. We need to test every care home in the country. Yes, we do, but have you actually got an inkling of how many care homes there are in the country, and how many people you'd have to send out to do those tests? Yes, it's got to be done, but it's not a quick fix. I can literally walk around the town centre in Littlehampton, and pretty much every other house, and in Worthing and on the outskirts in Angmering and places like that, pretty much every other house has got a care home sign outside it. So there's thousands of them. So it's not just a simple thing, oh, we'll just go out and test all the care homes today. And I don't think the press get an idea of size and volume and logistics of how you organise getting all these things done. Yes, maybe they were a little bit slow off the mark, but at least they're doing something. Don't get me wrong, I'm not doing a party political broadcast. I'm not going to go into my political preferences. But all I will say is, considering they're dealing with something that no one in that cabinet at the moment has ever dealt with before, and no one alive has dealt with anything like this before, they're doing as best as they can. I know it's not good enough for some people, and I think that each and every one of the 66 million people in this country should be looked after. There are going to be people that slip through the net. There are going to be people that deliberately slip through the net themselves because they don't want to get involved. So you're not going to be able to basically, cover every living single person in the UK. It's not possible. But if we can do a high majority of them, then we're going great guns. Talking of going great guns, I was going to say Captain Tom, but he's no longer Captain Tom. He's now Colonel Tom. In excess of £30 million. There is a downside to it. Just giving the people that have been running his page want to take a percentage of how much he's raised to the tune of about £3 million. You greedy fuckers. Let him have the whole of that money to put back in the NHS. Don't think about making profit at a time like this. So, do the honourable thing, just giving. Let him give the whole of his 30 odd million pound that he's raised straight to the charity. Other than that, I'm a bit slow on jumping on certain programs that other people have watched. I've watched the first 2 episodes of Tiger King. Fuck. It is just unbelievable. I'm only 2 episodes in, and I'm kind of looking at it, shaking my head and going, this actually happened? So yeah, I'm enjoying that. I literally binge watched the complete season 2 of Afterlife in one go, in one sitting, and it's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Can't recommend it enough. If you haven't seen it already, watch it. If you haven't seen season 1, watch season 1 and then watch season 2 straight afterwards. The thing that tickled me the most was I read an interview with him earlier this week saying that the character James in it is based on James Corden. And to be honest, James Corden's one of those people that winds the hell out of me. He boils my piss at times. And to see that he was having a bit of a dig with him with that character, when you look, it's so obvious that it is him he's having a dig at. So it's brilliant. And the other thing I'll also say, look out for the 100-year-old woman in season 2. Absolute joy watching that. Apart from that, there's not a lot's been going on this week for me. Just kind of staying in, not going out. I've ventured out a couple of times for essential things like trips to the pharmacy to pick up medication and stuff like that. And it always feels when I go out like I'm doing a supply run on the Walking Dead. It's like, I don't want anyone coming near me, I don't want anyone coming near me. And you kind of cross over to be the only person on that side of the road. And then when someone comes up on the side of the road you're on, you go back over the other side. I know we should always be, cautious. But I just find myself doing this and then afterwards thinking, oh my God, I know I've got to be cautious, but I'm not going to get a whole road to myself. People have still got to go around and get to work. People have still got to go about and do their essential shopping. So I'm not going to come across no one whatsoever. But I thought, oh my God, I feel like I'm on The Walking Dead here, going on one of their supply runs. I thought I'd have Daryl with me or something like that. Other than that, not a lot really. We've had a few positives this week, kind of news-wise. We're hopefully they think we're past the peak of things and we're on that kind of downward curve that they keep talking about. But it does concern me that people just want to kind of unlock everything and send everything back to normal all in one go. Just literally everything back to normal. It ain't going to be that way. I've seen some kind of surveys taken online and people being interviewed online, and a lot of people are saying even if it was tomorrow, click, everything back to normal, they still wouldn't feel confident going out and not doing the social distancing and that kind of thing. They would still adhere to that until it's completely gone or until there's a vaccine. And I think a lot of people are feeling that way. I certainly would. If everything was kind of unlocked and everything was to go back to normal and all the pubs opened and all the restaurants opened, I wouldn't be rushing down the pub to sit in a pub full of like 100, 200 people. I'd be kind of, no, I'm still going to kind of sit here and sit this out and wait until I get confirmation that we've got a vaccine or these plasma tests that they're doing work. Just something that keeps it under control that they can do for people. Because at the moment, people are so keen to get back to normal, they don't realise that other countries like Italy and Spain have been in lockdown for kind of like a few months. Spain have only just started allowing people out, but they're doing it on like a timetable. So like one age group are allowed out between a certain time and they have to go in, and the next age group band in go out at that time, then they have to go in, and then kids have their time when they can go out. And I think that's quite a sensible way of doing it, rather than having the streets just flooded. Kind of break it in gently and not have too many people out and about, because you just know that when we do start unlocking things here, the dickhead element of society are just going to run out and think that there's absolutely nothing wrong, it's all gone away, and they can carry on as normal. And it's not carry on as normal, it's just we're not on such a severe lockdown as we should be. I read an article and watched something on the TV about people on eBay and Amazon Prime ridiculously overcharging for basic things because of what's going on at the moment. I saw a thing, eBay, as a company was selling a 9 pack of toilet rolls, £87 on eBay, and it was brought to the attention of the Office of Fair Trade and Watchdog, and eBay have said if you see anyone selling anything online vastly overpriced because of what's going on at the moment, report it to them and they will take it down. Amazon haven't said they do the same yet, but I say to you, if you're on eBay just having a flick round and you see someone charging a ridiculous amount for something, definitely report them. Because to make money out of people's fear and to make money out of this situation, okay, businesses have got to tick over, but you don't need to have like a 500% or 1,000% markup on how much something cost you just to prey on the fears of people thinking they're going to run out. It's disgusting, to be honest. So if I'm certainly going to, if I'm on eBay and I see someone overcharging, I'm going to report them. And I think Amazon have got to follow suit. I've been on Amazon to kind of get a few little bits and pieces that I can't get in the shops, and there are some people on Amazon really whacking the price up on basic things. And I think Amazon need to kind of step up and say, no, we're going to remove you if you're overcharging people. Apart from that, it's a bit of a shorter rant today. Not really much of a rant. Not really had a real moan about things. Tonight is probably the best night of the week for TV at the moment. No soaps, brilliant. In for a penny, Britain's Got Talent. Now I know both those programmes are Marmite to people. You either love them or you hate them. But at the moment, all I really want to do is just basically watch something that makes me laugh, no matter how stupid it is. And In for a Penny covers that perfectly. It's ridiculous. It's daft. But it's funny, it's entertaining, and it's a break from everything else that's going on. The same with Britain's Got Talent. It's just something to watch that was filmed before all this started, and you can just kind of forget for an hour. That kind of 2 hours with In for a Penny and Britain's Got Talent. You've got 2.5 hours where you're not going to be reminded about everything that's going on at the moment. Now, I'm not saying we shouldn't be informed, but there's overkill at the moment. You're kind of in between the news, they're having programmes about it, so you can't escape it. So, good on programmes like that. Yep, they're not the best made program in the world, and a lot of people don't like them, but at the moment I'll take watching something that makes me laugh because it's ridiculous and silly over sitting there and watching a newsreader being all solemn and glum and telling me the same thing 10 times over, and then sitting there trying to trip up politicians and trip up scientists to go, ha ha ha, you got that wrong. Yeah. You know, I get so pissed off with all these journos just literally in it for themselves, just want to get their face on TV, their 5 minutes of fame. Let's try and trip up a politician live on TV. And I love it when it backfires. Peston, the last couple of times I've seen him on TV, has literally been shut down because he starts quoting, oh, I've read this and I've read that. And they literally throw it back at him and go, well, that's false. It's rubbish. I don't know where you got that from. And shut him down. literally the other day he said something, and the answer that the minister gave him was just no. Next question. And I thought that is the way you deal with these morons in the press. If they ask you stupid questions or they get their facts wrong, just shut them down and say, I'll move on to someone else. The breath of fresh air at the moment is that the public are being allowed to ask questions in the briefing, at the end of the briefing. And the questions that are coming out are stuff that I'd ask. So it's kind of ironic that the press seem to think they're asking questions thinking that's what we need to know, and we don't, because what they're asking we're already fully aware of. We already listen to what we're told and retain it and remember it. They don't. However, when the public are asking questions, they're asking stuff that's pertinent. They're asking questions that I think, you know what, if I was stood there, I'd probably ask that. So moreover, perhaps have more questions from the public rather than just have one or two. Maybe kind of have one day of the week where it is just public questions, because I've got to be honest, I don't think a journalist, in all the times I've been watching these briefings, I don't think a journalist has asked something that I've gone, yes, we need to know that. They just ask stuff and you think, do you know what? The other day they explained that, or they've just literally explained that 5 minutes ago and you haven't bothered to listen. Some woman the other day asked two questions where the topic had already been covered. And to the credit of the ministers and the credit of the guys from NHS and that, they explained it all over again to her. And all she done was done that. And looked over there, and looked over there, and looked behind her, and looked down on the floor, and wasn't even paying attention to the answer that she was being given. So what is the point of answering these people's questions if they're not going to listen to the answer? So just tell them to jog on. They ask a stupid question, say, no, that's a stupid question. We've already answered that. Next question, please. Or have more questions from the public. Other than that, everyone, it goes without saying, stay safe, stay healthy. Hopefully I'll do a few more of these more often now. Maybe the next time you see me I might have slightly less of a barnet than I have now. But stay safe and peace out, my lovelies.